Another American driving for Mexico here in the Budweiser UIM World Championships.
You know, the pressure to me seems to have to be on LaRose because all he has to do is watch the man in front of him, finish where he is. But at this point in time, any type of breakage or anything, he could lose that world championship. Right now, as we said earlier, he's in the catbird seat. He's looking good. He's going to win the war if nothing goes wrong. And you can't guarantee that in any kind of motorsport, can you, Jim?
No, you can't. As they come down, they're looking for that white flag lap. Meanwhile, it's a tremendous lead for Mr. Dan Kurtz. As we look at our second place boat coming off the corner, Neil LaRose. And he knows if he can just maintain that position by accumulated points of this week-long series of events here on Lake Hollingsworth in Lakeland, he will be the 500cc world champion.
And that's what everybody came to Central Florida to be, was the world champion. Italy's taking one world champion out of here today. Who's going to be the next one to take it out?
Neil LaRose in the Mexican entry. We're down to about a lap and a half to go, and this race will be history.
Jim, it looks like the water's starting to get a little bit choppy down that long back straightaway, over a half mile long, where they're really starting to leg these little motors in the 500cc. Most of your motorcycles have a lot more cc than that. These guys are screaming these engines at 14,000 RPM down that long back stretch, and the water's starting to get a little bit funky out there for them.
Again, it's weight ratio to power, and this time on water. Here's the last lap. The white flag has fallen. Right now, Dan Kurtz knows he can take this heat. But he's got to look back at this guy right here, because this guy is Neil LaRose, and he has one more lap to go, and you'll have a new 500cc world champion.
And LaRose is riding a little bit rough in the water. He sits in that number 2 spot as he goes around the big sweeping corner, but his boat not riding as smooth as a lead boat. It doesn't have to. All he's got to do is finish where he is, but the drama starts to pick up once again on the last lap, Jim.
As they come down now, here is your leader, Dan Kurtz from Canada. A half a lap to go. And here is your second place entry, Neil LaRose, who must hold on to win the World Championship. This boat here will take the checkered flag. That is Dan Kurtz. The white flag goes out for some of the stragglers who have one more lap to go, but the checkered flag goes to Kurtz here in Heat 4. But by points accumulated in the week-long activity here in Lakeland, here is your Budweiser UIM World Hydroplane Champion in the 500cc class.
Neil LaRose makes a dream come true. Do you believe in miracles? Well, he does, and he believed that he could be a world champion, and congratulations to he and the rest of the crew.
Here's the way they finished up in the heat, with Neil LaRose second, but overall first for the World Championship on points accumulated. It has been one whale of the UIM Championship, and the winning driver knows with the strategy work, the LaRose team, thumbs up. Watch him. We'll be back to talk to the winners in just a moment. A quiet peace as we turn to Lake Hollingsworth. Let's go to Army and the winners.
Well, the family tradition continues for this racing family. The name LaRose goes into the winner's circle. As the generations roll over, Dad moves from the driver's seat to doing the tweaking of the engine. Brother serves as the crew chief. Mom's the overall behind the thing when it all washes out. Wife's behind it, but Neil, it took every one of these people to team up to put you in this winner's circle. And, son, you did one fine job driving.
Yeah, but, if it wasn't for my brother and my father and the whole family, I couldn't do it. I've been a lot of times working in the shop at 2 or 3 in the morning. I just wanted to say, oh, the heck with it. We'll worry about it next year. But all of a sudden, I get a lot of push from the family and stuff, and then push harder and harder. And next thing you know, here we are sitting in the winner's circle.
Well, I want to congratulate you, young man. Right now, you are the world champion.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at our final 5 in the 500cc UIM World Championships. And here is the way they finished in order for the 250cc's. We'll be back with a final word from Lakeland, Florida in just a moment. So the UIM APBA World Championships for 1993 here in Lakeland, Florida come to a close, and it was a pretty safe race.
It was a safe race today, but I tell you what, a lot of guys got beat up getting into the final. But, I'm new to this sport. You told me there'd be a lot of action, a lot of color. Hey, everything you said was the gospel.
And the next stop for the World Championships will be back across the big pond in Europe next year. hopefully we'll be there. On behalf of Army Armstrong, Liz Hewlett, I'm Jim Hendrick from Lakeland. So long. The Budweiser UIM World Hydroplane Championships has been brought to you by Budweiser, proud to be your bud, and by Central Florida's Polk County Naturally. Promotional consideration paid for by Polk County. For free vacation information, call 1-800-828-7655. This has been a production of PPM Sports in association